Top right hand side, I'm a blue Zerg player. This is KAIZI Gaming's Reynor. Taking on Dragon Phoenix Gaming's Kua. Reynor needs a 2-0 to force this over to an ace match today. We'll be seeing if he can do that. Let me get this one started up. Get this going. Get this ready to begin, my friends. Party is starting. Thanks for joining us so far today. The final day of the regular season of the World Team League. After today, guys, World Team League continues the week before Katowice with the playoffs. So make sure you drop by for that. A few weeks' time. Entry goes down from Reynor, but he did open with that pool first, so a little bit afraid of the potential proxy racks. Q has absolutely shown us in the past he is very capable of doing that, so do not necessarily disagree with that initial way of getting set up. I think that's absolutely fine and safe to do. And Q is, though, going the other way around. Oh, goodness, Reynor's actually being aggressive, so Reynor's going to pull a Dark on Q. He's going to go Roach Roaring early, and Q has gone CC first. Well, we just saw how this turned out for Spirit. Smaller maps are a little bit more effective, but man, I mean, this is obviously still potentially very, very scary for Q here. Reynor could be off to a very strong quick start in this couple of maps that they play. Obviously, Reynor needs to win both. And like I say, I mean, quick start, conserve some energy for the second map. If he wins the first, it will be Terran map pick for map number 2. As the first roaches begin, and right now we are just completely clueless. Yeah, no scouting, 5 roaches on the way, and we're just going to be seeing Reynor rallying those straight across the map. A bit of a longer rush distance, again, tropical compared to, like a, you know, obviously something such as a waterfall or so, but it's not the worst overall, if I'm not mistaken. Going to be seeing our Overlord coming in for a little bit of vision here. As that vision is provided, we are going to be seeing the, well, roaches getting ready to go. Obviously, they can move into some Ravages as well, help out. Here we are. Like I said, Kyo's just had no idea about this. He's been completely blind. Doesn't even get the deeper raise. The stim pack, he's going to be obviously in a lot of trouble as well. Unlikely that that's going to come through for anything. Yeah, guys, this is obviously pretty horrible. I mean, you've got 2 Marines and a Reaper. Factory is building the tech lab so we can get the Cyclone on the way in a second, but it's going to come in so late. I mean, we're trying to protect the stim pack here as we get an extra Ravager morphing. We are protecting the stim pack. At some point, we want to maybe go after these SCVs. I do feel like we've maybe not quite capitalized on this as well as we could have done here. I mean, we kill 8 SCVs, which is still pretty good. We're going to obviously keep the pressure up. It would be really nice to just stop Stimpack from coming online, but obviously that's been very well prepared, and we have kind of paid the price of trying to protect it here. So, like I say, it's not like it's been an easy save for Kua, who loses 10 SCVs in total. And Reynor up about 7 workers. Follow up from this, he is just going to start droning. It's not going to go for the dark technique of just trying to kill the guy once you've done some initial damage. Just different ways of playing, right? Well, Bio's actually coming across the map. With Stim done, you might be a little bit afraid of a counterattack here. I think that's actually perfectly reasonable to be a little concerned about what could potentially happen with this, so here we go. Reynor kind of needs some units, and he doesn't have link speed just yet. Q bringing another unit forward, getting this going, getting this set up. We're going to see a few of these drones going down. 8 drones dying for the moment here. Well, that's a fantastic counterattack from Q. Reynor was actually in a lot more trouble than I really thought he would be at any point in the near future. because that was a great counterattack. Now, it does cost Kyo his units, but I think that's okay, no? You know, that seems kind of fine to me when you look at the situation of things right now. You look at where we're at. I think Kyo's units are replaceable, and it doesn't feel like... I mean, Reynor's now building Ling Roach. Yeah, just getting caught off guard there is going to cost him any bit of a lead that he had established. Painful. Very, very painful if you're a Reynor fan, and this game might be... I do want to say it's slipping away from him. I don't think I want to say it's slipping away from him, but it's dangerous for sure. Much more dangerous than, like I say, it probably should have been, considering the place we were at not that long ago. You see now Marines coming through, looking for a little bit of Overlord play here. Let's try and get rid of that. This is actually going to cost you quite a lot of the bio units, though, before the medivacs are here, so that's going to be pretty good for Reynor, able to grab quite a few units, in fact, so that works out in his favor, absolutely. Be very happy about that, I'm sure. Going to be seeing him coming forward. He did go with quite a lot of units, and obviously now it feels like he's got the chance to actually come through for strong follow-up. Begin to go for that right now, and just going to be seeing, obviously not able to break through the wall, but at least we'll keep Kyo pinned back. And obviously takes away some of the Kyo advantage that was establishing in the form of the... we're just starting to see like a little bit of a... you know, Kyo catching up in army and in workers, and that's somewhat, like I say, leveled out at least a little bit. Reynor opens up the rocks in front of his third base, just going to take away any opportunity of that becoming scarier than it needs to be. Making sure of that nice and quickly. Drops are so far not really being too successful either, so they are, for the most part, just failing a little bit here. So Reynor with a good defense against the drops at the very least. Libera sieges up. A couple of drones will begin to get popped. I'm just going to be seeing the Marine stim in from the left-hand side. Going to be able to grab an Overlord as well. It's just going to be able to go for that. Marines coming through, a bunch more group spread being denied pretty much straight away. It's going to be seeing, obviously, our melee upgrades coming through. The carapace will be leading for Reynor. Went into that initially, just as Kyo went into his attack upgrade first, is now catching up on the armor upgrade. Marines met again just by a group of Lings. Ravagers not really able to get very far. Not finding too much success. Do have the Marines going to come with these medevacs then, so making some progress over here. Sorry guys, excuse me, having a cough a little bit. As you're all going to be seeing Marines and medevacs pushing their way up through the center. He wants to keep the anti going. Supplies are really not bad for him. Reynor doesn't really have enough drones, only 70. So the longer this game goes, the more trouble Reynor is going to find worker-wise, and that's definitely a little bit of a problem, no doubt. I think I definitely think we'd like to be avoiding a little bit. So Here we see now Marines coming in from this top side. We are on the counter-attack at the same time from Reynor down to the south, so keep that in mind as well. In the end, Kira just ends up going for a big drop into this base, so absolutely no fear from him at all. Just commits straight in. Not a doubt in his mind what he wanted to end up doing with this. And Reynor again is deflecting decently, right? Not taking too much damage, staying in pretty reasonable control of the situation at any point in time. So doing, I guess, pretty alright for himself. Just going to be seeing another Overlord hunted and just again finding some value with medevacs and Marines out and about on the map for the moment, wherever he can. And you have a bit of bioforces. Off over to the top. So we're seeing our bioforce is able to hold on over here, so no issues found on this little bit of a push. Bunch of drones going down. Reynor is unfortunately not able to kind of keep up with this defense, and now we are starting to see some progress being made. If you're a Kira fan and a DPG fan, this is starting to look kind of scary on the KAIZI side, so you're going to be feeling pretty happy. You've actually got a bit of a push going right now, so yeah, push moving forward. The Bane's going to catch this on siege, though. I mean, if there's ever a time to fight as Reynor, this would be it. I mean, obviously the tanks stay on siege, and you get rid of pretty much every single Marine. You got to feel like that's good for Reynor. He knocks down a ton of supply all at once, so gotta like that quite a lot, honestly. As we do see the last couple of tanks here getting sieged up will be cleaned out as well. Reynor still down in supply following on from this, but it feels better for him than it has done in a little while at the very least, right? I mean, over the last few moments there was definitely some scary bits and pieces happening, and being able to get through here and just deliver a bit of oomph, well, definitely got to feel good for Reynor. I mean, if he hadn't had that fight, Kira might be sieged up across the map right now, and Reynor might be in a position where he's just not able to break this at all. So, definitely feels like a somewhat essential moment or two that we've just had here. As Reynor does still have drops coming into his base that he has to continuously deal with at the moment, so this is still, like I say, a continued issue for him. So you see a few more Marines coming around, actually getting knocked down by these Banelings at least, so last few Banes do kind of put in some good work. It's going to be seeing the Link still patrolling the main base, trying to stop this drop from getting anywhere too meaningful. Just for the moment. Wings, Roaches, Ravagers continue through. Just going to go for this push. And I mean, obviously, Kira wants to really break through here. He definitely feels like he should be able to break through. And I don't really disagree. It's been a decent setup for him, right? It feels as though he's had some good fights. He's been slowed down a bit, but Reynor's actually going to end up getting maxed out. And Reynor is about to make it to Ultras as well to help him here. And he's got a big surround set up. The potential flanking from the left is one of the opportunities that he sits on right now. He's obviously got that attack either able to go into the base or, like I say, to flank in. Either or, both are pretty reasonable options. Oh, Adrenal Glands finishes at least. Okay, well that's a good upgrade to get completed. That's going to help you a bit further down the line. That obviously could have been a really big problem. But, yeah, not quite in the end. That does get to finish, so issue negated, basically. I mean, obviously you got to rebuild the spawn pool, and Reynor was a little slow to do that, but just having the adrenal glands on the Lings that are already out, that alone is a huge advantage to if this had been a successful denial. So, again, just another moment where Reynor probably has to be a little bit thankful for what just went down. Big fight here, though, and Reynor unfortunately does not succeed at all. His army gets completely wiped, so Cure is going to find himself now actually probably just moving forward and going to take down a bunch of bases. Reynor knows that wasn't it, and KAIZI Gaming looking to drop here in this series. This was a massive fight in favor of Cure. I mean, just as it felt as though I was kind of liking some bits and pieces for Reynor, it all kind of went wrong again, no? Was this my fault, guys? Did I get a bit too excited? I honestly might have done. As we get set up right now. Cure's is going to keep on trying to drop around with a few of these Minivex at any single point in time as well. So just continue to do damage with this. And Reynor going to be running around with just not enough supply. Cure, DPG. I mean, they had to win today, remember. Winning today for DPG without an ace match is important because that means they can still finish first in this league. Honestly, an ace match obviously would have done it for Sidestorm, if I'm not mistaken. But, yeah, it looks as though DPG right now on their way to just getting the victory. This map is all they need. Reynor currently not making it happen. Obviously, good news for us as viewers is we are guaranteed to see game number 6, no matter what. So even if Cure wins this, we still play that 6th map. That's the cool part about the World Team League. We get all the maps no matter what. So that is something you guys can be at least happy about. We're just going to be seeing our Bioforce split up into different places. This is what's so hard to deal with as a Zerg. When the Bio is in multiple places like this, I mean, how do you ever stop it? Especially when you are behind on supply. It actually becomes extremely difficult to stop. That's the biggest issue. It's a rough situation for sure. It's just going to be seeing this Bioforces heavily set in the middle of the map too, so that part looks unbreakable. You've got the drop harassing you on the top side as well. Really not a fun place to be right now, if you're the Zerg player, unfortunately. Hey, thank you so much, Daniel Veteran, for the 613 sub. Hope you're doing well, mate. Happy New Year. Yes, guys, the playoffs work. 6th of the playoffs plays 7th of the playoffs. And we just kind of continue along from there. The winner of that plays 5th. The winner of that then plays 4th. The winner of that plays 3rd from the regular season standings. So finishing first place super important, because if you finish in first place, you are already in the grand finals. So, yeah, pretty big deal, the whole playoff position scenario. Definitely turns out to be pretty important. Who would have guessed? So obviously, I mean, it really means that you're really benefiting from having a good regular season, which is cool, right? Like, the regular season really is important. And that's why we say, like, a lot of the matches really do matter, even if someone's in playoffs. Finishing higher in the regular season means you get to skip around to the playoffs. You're guaranteed a higher finish already. Very cool. A couple of goes lining up some snipers. We do see an Ultralisk being whacked down there pretty much straight away. As SCVs are going down, Reynor on this counterattack is keeping this game alive. He is not giving up. Reynor with some fighting spirit so far. I mean, he always is a fighter, right? And, you know, damage like that, if you can deal with a couple of counterattacks effectively, maybe there's a way, but he's going to lose a base. He's on being attacked bottom right as well. Not sure what's happening there. Looks like some lings surround. And it's obviously not ideal for Reynor. Seems like he's losing out for the most part. Trying to head to this base down over here. This planetary should fall, I think. Some snipes on the Ultra. We do get the base at least, so we're keeping Q to 3 bases. You're stopping him from mining effectively in any way, shape, or form, so that is obviously big news. That is a good thing. And that's going to keep Reynor alive as well, as additional banelings morph in on the right side. 12 of them on the way up, as our +3 melee upgrade is being brought in here as well. And Kira takes the forward base now, as Reynor will try and re-establish some of his own bases that have been recently problematic. Things get here, this Bioforce at least will not do too much. Reynor continues to just defend with his life. as he tries to make this happen here in this season of the WTL. Obviously, we will see, no matter what, Reynor and KAIZI Gaming in the playoffs. That one is already guaranteed, so we already know about that. We know that they will be in the playoffs, as Reynor doesn't have enough. So even losing this series, I mean, it was a good fight from Reynor. It was a really good effort considering he fell behind early. This series is going to end here, but, I mean, we still play map number 6. The series score is decided. It's just that first game. I mean, honestly, most of the games have been good and fun today. I think we've had a pretty good go of it. But yeah, that game in particular, I think, was especially very exciting. So, yeah, check that out. That's my recommendation if you're looking for one to play catch-up on today, like I say. Otherwise, let's get into Cosmic Sapphire. Let's see if Reynor can at least grab an extra map and do some work on his season stats, I suppose, at this stage, is what you can still somewhat play for, I guess. So yeah, playing for the season stats. Like I say, it's not been the prettiest of seasons for Reynor. I know I mentioned this a lot, but unfortunately it's just one of those talking points where, you know, he's not had the season you expect him to have. He was unfortunately a little disappointing at the end of last season in the playoffs as well, so he just hasn't delivered for KAIZI, as I think a lot of people wanted him to. As a scout on the racks. Well, okay. Hatch first. And we'll see if Reynor can deal with the proxy 3 racks to the left-hand side here from Kua. Oh, not seeing it is obviously very painful. And that's just going to make his life that much more complicated, honestly. Oh, jeez. Even when you scout for it, it's that much worse because you give up a little bit of economy with the first drone to then not see it. Now you're going to see it with this Overlord. Now you know. So Reynor, it's going to be defense time. It is 3 racks as well, so it's very committed here. Kua wasting no time at all getting this game started and underway, huh? Absolutely no time wasted. Well, bunker's coming up. Our drones are going to be pulling in to try and deal with this. The Marine's going to go nibbling. A bit of damage being dealt. Can we do enough here? The bunker's obviously up, and that's going to be rough. We're going to fight this already as Reynor pulls the drones in. The Marines work their way through all of these drones, and, well, this is game over, no? You hard commit. I mean, you haven't even killed all the SCVs yet. There's just no way you survive this. GG's. Kua is going to take it. Plain, simple, easy finish. And that's going to do it, guys. Kua and DPG 5-1 today. As Reynor just does not have the defense against the proxy racks. Not in the slightest. That was, I was like, oh my god, what just started playing? But it was the